Why do I think the Glock 23 could be one of the best SHTF guns? Here we go. Like and subscribe and enjoy. This is something that you all know already. Glocks are exceedingly reliable. They're not only reliable in general, they tend to not be picky at all with the types of ammo you put through them. Number two, Glocks are very, very common. So finding parts, mags, ammo, accessories for them is going to be a lot easier than a lot of other types of guns. In fact, if you go on Glock's website, they claim that 65% of the police in this country have Glocks. And imagine how many civilians have them as well. In the number three spot, along the lines of Glocks being common, their parts are going to be very common as well. In fact, there are so many different aftermarket companies even that will customize a Glock to be almost anything that could fit what your desire is. So let's say the Glock 23 is not that comfortable and somebody likes to trigger on some other gun. There are so many ways to modify that trigger, make the grip more comfortable, and do all sorts of things to this gun. In the number four spot, the Glock 23 with very minimal modification can be converted to two other calibers. One of these calibers is a 9mm, where you would put a 9mm conversion barrel. Some people will swap a couple other parts out as well that are very easy to swap out. Then you need 9mm Glock magazines. So that's awesome. So it's like you got a gun that fires two exceedingly common calibers, the 40 Smith & Wesson and the 9mm. Furthermore, you can get a 357 SIG barrel, which is awesome because I've noticed that when ammo shortages happen, the 357 SIG seems to be on the shelf while everything else has been bought out. Number five spot, the Glock 23, whether it's just using the 40 Smith & Wesson magazines or it's been converted to 9mm, it still has a considerable amount of magazine capacity relative to its size. Lots of people will actually conceal carry this gun into waistband every day with no issues as far as comfort. So having that concealability factor, yet it's a gun with ample magazine capacity is extremely, extremely good, especially for SHTF when you might need to be in a situation where your gun is concealed, yet when you pull it out, it's got a ton of rounds in it. So you're looking at 13 rounds of 40 Smith & Wesson or 15 rounds of 9mm for the magazine to be flush fitting. Two honorable mentions here. Honorable mention number one, the Roni system. If you're not familiar with it, check it out. It's really cool. Second honorable mention is that Glock style magazines seem to be very, very common in carbines and rifles and short-barreled rifles. They seem to very often accept the Glock style magazine. So if you do in fact use the Glock 23 that's converted to 9mm, then you're gonna have that other ability to have a carbine that takes the same magazine as your handgun. Or just in general run into guns out in the field that might be more likely to take that Glock style magazine. Thank you for listening to this. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know personally, do you like Glocks? Do you like the trigger pull on them? Do you like the way they feel? What is your opinion about Glocks? Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that seem to either really love them or really hate them. Let me know what you think.